But since I knew that gap in the literature, I decided that our project professionally had to be participatory. So the thesis itself was all about the idea of museum becoming an agent of social change. And that was the debate in 2019, which happened in the museum world, which triggered academia. And it was right when I was starting this thesis. And I decided to kind of make a research which would offer insights into that questions, the questions that, oh, can museums really be an agent of social change? Can they really be contemporary social institutions? So on and so forth. And thanks to that research, I was able to really stay very well informed about what's happening in the museum world and what are the key social issues that we have in life right now, which really impact museums, and what are museums doing to kind of address those issues. For example, accessibility, the issue of accessibility, something that I hadn't even professionally thought about before my PhD. Second thing was the issue of inclusion, participation in museum. And third one was global issues, museums addressing global challenges in their programs and such. So those three issues. So basically, after that research, I launched my museum's first accessibility initiative ever. And based on the academic knowledge, I knew what was the best way to do it. Collaborate with the community members. So I hired accessibility experts who were disabled individuals themselves. I did focus groups with people, collected data from them first, and then based on their feedback, I determined what tool would be most useful. And I went ahead and implemented it, which is our bilingual audio tour. I got an accessibility audit done for the museum. And actually, the audio tour is the first of its kind in Kingston Heritage Sector. And it was nominated for Canadian Museum Association's Award of Excellence this year. I wrote an academic article about that project because it was participatory. Usually museums, when they develop accessibility initiatives, it's just museum people doing it without participation of the disabled communities. But since I knew that gap in the literature, I decided that our project professionally had to be participatory. And I wrote an academic article arguing about the importance and the lack of participation in accessibility initiatives in museums, which was accepted. I'm working on my revisions right now to the Museum and Society Journal, and I'm presenting the same article in Canadian Museum Association conference this April. There's so much potential there that we are not tapping into, either as professionals or scholars, but both worlds, one thing spirals into another, right? Like that, it started with a project, and then I started thinking, why am I not writing an academic journal article about this? I think that's really interesting. And hey, easy way to write it. Like I have access to all the information data. If it wasn't the PhD, really, that really made me aware of a topic of accessibility, but also the lack of participation. I think the key component was that these initiatives that never would have happened.